Welcome back to the TheCivDiv. Today we will be talking about insomnia, but more important, some of the changes the VA made to its service connection, and it's linked to secondary conditions, or it as a secondary condition. So if you like the information we provide, please consider subscribing and liking, and share the information to someone out there who needs it. But without further ado, let's dive in.
November Golf, over.
So, insomnia, characterized by difficulties falling asleep or staying awake. It is prevalent sleeping disorder for sure. I know quite a few people who have it. I myself suffer from it partially. But, you know, the recommended sleep for average adults are 7 to 8 hours. And let me tell you, I have not gotten that since I was like 15. So I get it. But we know prolonged deprivation of sleep can adversely affect bodily functions, more importantly, the brain function. So those symptoms can kind of progress into tiredness during the day, depression, anxiety, memory loss being a very big factor, and persistent worries about sleep in general. So insomnia is considered a mental health disorder and is normally rated under the general mental health rating for all mental disorders, just like PTSD, just like anxiety, just like depression. For the most part, this is still true. So here is the rating for mental health. So you can take a perusing of all of those ratings, 10 all the way to 100. As I said at the start, there are some changes to insomnia. The changes have to do with secondary conditions associated with insomnia, or insomnia being a secondary to other conditions. So, according to the M21, carefully considered the evidence of record when deciding service connection for insomnia. Insomnia is generally considered a symptom of another disability due to coexisting medical or neurological conditions. Insomnia can occur as an independent condition or can be a symptom associated with another mental disorder, for example, major depressive disorder, or a medical condition, for example, pain, or another sleep disorder, for example, breathing-related sleep disorders. Furthermore, when insomnia is adequately identified as a symptom of another underlying disability, service connection should be established for that diagnosis rather than for insomnia. And insomnia symptoms should be included in the evaluation of or for the primary service connection disability, and a separate evaluation of insomnia is not warranted. So let's break down this verbiage. For the most part, what it's trying to say is, if you have back pain that keeps you up at night, traditionally you could have claimed the back pain and insomnia as a secondary to it. So if you had a degenerative disc in your back that caused you enough pain to keep you up, then you could say, yes, I have insomnia as well, which then will render you a mental health rating as well as the back pain. Well, that won't be a thing anymore. Insomnia will be used to evaluate that condition, and if service connected, meaning that condition being service connected, will look something like degenerative disc with insomnia. So no longer will you get that dual rating, that insomnia will then bolster the rating of that connected condition. But insomnia can be a service-connected direct condition by itself, but only after all other potential causes are ruled out and you have the big three, right? The big three: service connection, current diagnosis, and the Nexus. Now, this is the problem with the verbiage, is all other potential causes are ruled out. So does that mean that you go to your doctor and they diagnose you with insomnia, and then the VA looks at your records and see that you didn't rule out every other condition? Who truly knows at this point? But hopefully your doctor will not diagnose you with insomnia without evaluating as the reason why you have insomnia. If that is the case, then you should be good. But if they don't, and they just said, oh, you have trouble sleeping, you have insomnia, then it might be a little bit nebulous as to the service connection you might be rendered if going for insomnia directly. So at the end of the day, I'm not 1000% sure that this is a good or bad thing, but regardless, you as vets need to know that you will no longer get a dedicated mental health rating due to insomnia if it is a secondary condition to a direct one. Other mental health issues, sleep apnea, whatever the case may be, they're going to be separate. Sleep apnea with insomnia, PTSD with insomnia, all of those are going to be secondary to each other unless insomnia is going to be by itself and you can prove that no other condition is causing that hardship of sleep. Okay, that's all I have for you on insomnia. Again, I wanted to keep it pretty short and just really discuss the changes more specifically than anything else. As always, this is Jay with TheCivDiv. Stay informed, stay resilient, and I'll see you next time.